Part 2, maybe a part 3, depending on how long this video is. I'm going to go into detail, show you my movies, and let's go into the anime, and then head into the Disney, 20th Century Fox, Universal, Sony, and Mill Creek, and then we'll get into Warner Brothers, and we'll see if that's how long the video is. But first up, we got Dragon Ball Z Super Broly, the movie with the Walmart exclusive lenticular slipcover, which I love. I need to get more anime, especially Dragon Ball stuff, because I love Dragon Ball Z, and I don't own any of it besides this movie, because it was like $20, and I was like, yeah, I love this movie. I rewatched it several times. But here's the thing. Anime and like Disney movies are very expensive, so I just don't have a lot of them. I have some. I definitely need to get more though. Then we have Ocean Waves, which is a Studio Ghibli film, garbage movie. This movie's not in English, which I don't mind. But there's no subtitles. Why would you put? I don't know why they didn't put subtitles on this Blu-ray, but because I don't understand a word they're saying. But when I'm trying to look up Google Translate to translate it, it's like the movie is boring. It doesn't really matter either way. There's like nothing happened. It's like a teen romance movie. But honestly, I think it's one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. I'm just saying, this film is like nothing. It was like really cheap though. This was like $14, and for an anime Blu-ray, I was like, okay. And then it's just like, it ended up being so bad that I was just like, you know what? I never want to watch that again. I need to get all the Studio Ghibli movies, but I have a few. And the reason why is I started collecting them. And here's my Disney ones. Okay. Then they put out the G-Kids ones. So now they don't line up, and they don't have slipcovers, some of them do. And it's like, kind of made me pissed off for a while. And I was like, do I want to rebuy them? Do I not want to rebuy them? I'm like, no. Plus, they started putting out these collector's editions. And those collector's editions are awesome. They come with a book. They come with the soundtrack. Which the soundtracks have never been released in the USA. Like, I tried to buy the soundtrack to these movies, and I cannot do that because they've never been put out in America. Which is like, I love the soundtrack to Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke. They're some of my favorite film scores of all time. And I can't have them physically unless I pay this $35 collector's edition for a movie I already own. Which I probably will end up doing. Even though it's dumb. But I want that soundtrack so bad. But I got Spirited Away, one of the greatest films ever made. And one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies. I think it's always going to be between Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbor Totoro. Between those two. And then we have Howl's Moving Castle, which is an underrated movie. I really love this movie. It's not one I rewatch because it just feels so off in tone to me at times that I have a hard time doing it, watching it. And I have to be in the right mood for it. We got Castle in the Sky, which is a fun movie. I don't know if it's one of their best or anything. It's really fun. But yeah, The Wind Rises. I really hate this movie. I cannot sit through it. I've tried so many times, and legitimately, like, there are movies. Okay, so here's the thing with me. I watch every movie twice because that's how I know I really like a movie is when I see twice. So I see every movie twice. For the most part anyways. Like, I'm not going to watch stupid crap like the Lion King remake twice or something, But, there are like 2 movies that I haven't been able to sit through. This movie and that Little Doolittle, or whatever hell it's called. I don't even care. But it's, that movie I didn't sit through because it was so bad. This is just because it's just so boring and there's like nothing happened. And when I call a movie boring, I'm usually able to sit through it. But oh my gosh, I can't sit through that one. I think, well, I guess The Wizard of Oz too, but I swear I've seen The Wizard of Oz within my lifetime, and Wizard of Oz is a great movie, so I kind of know everything that happens in the movie, so I swear I've seen the movie, but I don't know. Hunchback of Notre Dame 1 and 2. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, probably my favorite animated film of all time, besides one that's coming up. I got this one from Disney Movie Awards a while ago. Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the Three Musketeers. This is one of my few Disney movies that actually has a slip. Sleeping Beauty. I don't know. Some of these older Disney movies I don't like that much because it's just like you watch them and it's like, okay, there isn't a story here. What's the story? Oh, there isn't one? Then why am I watching this, you know? Beauty is actually very boring, to be honest. Maleficent's great in it, though. Meet the Robinsons. I think this is pretty underrated. It's got some issues. I wish they'd tightened up the story a bit before making this movie, but whatever. Finding Nemo. Great movie. Probably one of my favorite Pixar movies besides, like, I don't know, Ratatouille. Of course, we got Finding Dory. This is a Target exclusive steelbook, which I didn't buy at Target. It was on clearance at a FYE for $10. And look how pretty that steelbook is, man. And the inside, I'm going to pull out this disc. Wow. Just such a pretty steelbook. Yeah, I love that steelbook. Let me make sure I put in the disc right. Yeah, this steelbook is super pretty. I love it. So well detailed. Love that. Then we have Meet the Robinsons, or not Meet the Robinsons, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. One of the best films ever made, one of my favorite films ever made, and my favorite Disney movie. The Jungle Book 2016 remake. One of the only Disney remakes I actually like and will watch. I think it's better than the original. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Underdog. Why do I have this movie? Here's the thing. Disney, because of Disney Plus, has not been releasing new movies on Blu-ray except for some of the older movies they put out, or new, old, like, not older. So, like, you're gonna get the Mulan remake on Blu-ray eventually in 4K, right? But in terms of movies like this, these are going out of print and they're gonna disappear, and you're not gonna be able to get them. They're not gonna release new 4Ks or Blu-rays of older movies. So get all your Disney movies while you can, because they're not gonna be around anymore, and they're getting cheaper. And when you see a Disney movie for $5, $10, $6, it's time to get them, because if you don't want to have to sit there and use Disney Plus for everything and worry about whether Disney Plus has all your movies that you want to watch, time to do this. I'm doing it very slowly, but I'm doing it. The Muppets movie, probably my favorite Muppet movie besides like Muppet Treasure Island and the 2011 one with Jason Segel. I don't know. It's great. I love this movie. I got it for $6 at Best Buy. Pretty good deal. Muppets Most Wanted. Not as good as the 2011 one, but still good. You know, I feel like people are tuning to this one. It's also kind of just underrated in general. I think it's just, I don't understand. Alright, let's just pull out a stack here of stuff. So let's pull out a stack. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nightmare Before Christmas. My second favorite movie I've ever made. Of course, if you saw my last video, you know my favorite is Fantastic Mr. Fox. Frankenweenie. I really like this movie, but honestly, the ending to this movie kills it for me, right? Because it's a fun movie, and, you know, it's not a great movie by any means, but it seemed like the whole story was leading up to, you know, because the story of the movie is that he brings his dog back to life. I guess they haven't seen this movie, spoilers, but his dog, like, dies, right? and he brings it back to life. So then at the end of the movie, he dies again. And then so they're kind of said, like, there was a point where the dad's like, you broke the laws of nature. We need to have a discussion about this after we find your dog. And it just never happened. And the whole town agreed to bring his dog back to life. And, like, I get it. It's a fictional story. But, like, it's kind of some weird implications, especially since this is a kid's movie. You're kind of teaching them that it's okay to do something like this, and obviously it's very unrealistic and wouldn't actually happen in real life. I feel like the ending of the movie just kills what they had set up, which is they set up that what he's doing is wrong, and he needs to learn to connect with other kids and make friends and stuff. And I feel like Burton is a person that writes what he knows, and he's kind of a loner person, so he just writes characters that are loner people and doesn't try to step out of that. And at times it just gets frustrating because it's just like all your characters are the same. You need to do something different, but you're not. Napoleon Dynamite. Fun comedy. I don't think this is as funny as everyone says it is, but I liked it. I just rewatched it actually. It's a fun movie. Romancing the Stone. Fun movie. Really like that movie. Batman. This is the Adam West Batman movie. Love this movie. What's weird about all these is this is a 20th Century Fox film, and now it's a Disney movie. We're talking about all the Disney right after 20th Century Fox. But, like, here's my thing. It's really weird to me because all the other Batman movies, of course, are Warner Brothers. So when I go over to my collection and think of Batman, it's not over there. And I organize everything by logo and studio because it makes it for things easier to find, right? So if all the Lord of the Rings movies are owned by Warner Brothers. So if I want to go over to watch Lord of the Rings, it's right all together. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about it for the most part anyways. But there's like those weird, rare exceptions I really don't understand. Castaway. I don't know. I think this movie's good, but, like, come on. There's some better movies with people stranded on islands, especially Red Turtle. That's a great movie. There's a lot of better movies with people stranded on islands. I would even say Lord of the Flies is better. Yeah, I said it. Mrs. Doubtfire. You better not doubt Mrs. Doubtfire. This movie is hilarious. One of Robin Williams' best, but by today's standards, there's some questions that need to be asked. Let's just say that. Big. I love this movie. This is like my favorite comedy of all time. Love Tom Hanks in this movie. And I do have all the pops. I don't know if you can see them in my background, but I do have them. I'm sure I've shown them off in a video before. Bohemian Rhapsody. I've talked about my kind of distaste for this movie. It's still a fun movie, though it's really bad on rewatches. And it's still like, why did people flock to this movie so much? Yeah, it's fun, but, like, I'd rather have a documentary that's telling the truth about the man instead of watching a movie that makes up baloney that's so obviously faked and just poorly done that I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I honestly hate talking about that movie. Independence Day. I love this movie. And it was fun to watch it during Independence Day for the first time. I've tried to do that, but it never worked out, and I actually got to do it this year. Lincoln. This is a great biopic, even though I don't tend to like biopics. And Daniel Day-Lewis is excellent in the film. 500 Days of Summer, my favorite romantic film. It's kind of this quirky comedy that's a romantic movie, kind of not a romantic movie though. And I love watching it. I love this movie, and I highly recommend it if you've never seen it. I think this is my third favorite movie ever made from one of my favorite directors of all time, Ben Stiller. That's right, Ben Stiller directed this movie. He also directed Zoolander, and he's great. And this is a really great art house type of weird, quirky movie, and I just love watching it. It's always engaging. I never get bored by this film, ever. I love that movie. And it's super underrated because there's such a large group of people hate it. I don't understand why. It's so good. So good, so good, so good. I just dropped a bunch of movies. Oop. And some of them was steelbooks. Nice. Okay. Okay. Let's just finish off my 20th Century Fox movies here, and then we'll get into my Universal titles. Man on Fire. I don't really have too much to say about this movie. It's a movie. It's good. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I don't know how I say that so fast, but it's a good movie in some areas not. But I think it's fun. Sometimes you don't always need the best movie. Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just need a fine movie. Edward Scissorhands. This is one of my favorite Burton movies. It's super relatable to me. I don't know. Maybe that says something about me. I do not know. The Sandlot. Overrated, but I still like The Sandlot. Big Trouble in Little China. Little Chinatown. One of John Carpenter's best films. Love this movie. Chronicle. This is a great, great movie. Super underrated. More people need to see it. By the way, before Disney bought 20th Century Fox, apparently they were working on a sequel to Chronicle. I wouldn't have wanted to see that, but I just found that interesting. Anastasia. Super underrated. Love that movie. Another great Don Bluth movie that people should watch. Ice Age. Love this movie. The only good Ice Age film. Epic. Not good, but yeah. Book of Life. This is a really overhyped movie because people act like it's a way more unique animated movie than it actually is. So, but it's good though. Yeah, the animation style for sure is unique, but the film itself, no. The Peanuts movie. I like the movie. It's not, I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel like the shorts. Some people say it really does. I just can't. I can't say it. I felt that while watching it at all. Isle of Dogs. This is my second favorite Wes Anderson film. This is a great steelbook for the movie, and it's a great movie. The steelbook. Sorry, my mind is going blank. But the steelbook is not very good. Someone gave it to me, that's why I have it. But it's a good movie though. I like having the movie. I was actually gonna wait to buy the movie till I got it on Criterion, but with the steelbook, hey, I'll keep the steelbook and get the Criterion eventually. Because there's gonna be a Criterion. They make a Criterion for just about every single Wes Anderson movie. Okay, the Academy has only done not the Academy. Criterion has only done 4 animated movies within its lifespan, and that's not Isle of Dogs, Fantastic Planet, Watership Down, Fantastic Mr. Fox, which happens to be a Wes Anderson film, and Akira. Akira is out of print though. That's back when they did 3 Laserdisc, I think. So that was a long time ago. I wish they would actually do that one because it's a great movie. Missing Link. I think this movie's super underrated. I know it's not one of Leica's best, but come on. It's not horrible. I don't know why people are so mean to this movie. Alright, let's get into these last few, and then I'm going to end off the video. Incredible Hulk 4K. Yeah, I have some 4Ks. I don't have a lot because they're expensive. And some movies I just feel like I don't need 4K. I want to get all the Marvel movies in 4K. This one, I started with this one, not because it's good, because it was $15, the cheapest price. And yeah, so there we go. We have Incredible Hulk, and I haven't done that because once again, Marvel movies are very, very expensive. So Harry and the Hendersons. This is a fun movie. I enjoy it. It's actually really fun revisiting. It's better than I remember. Serenity. Great inclusion to the Firefly universe. Not a very good looking steelbook though. Snow White and the Huntsman. Actually a surprisingly really fun, not terrible movie. I really enjoyed that. A Beautiful Mind. One of Ron Howard's best films. Yesterday 4K. I love Yesterday. I think it has a lot of issues, and I don't ignore those issues. I pointed them out so many times, but I still like this movie a crap ton. I'm going to go through, I guess, everything on this shelf. So, next video I can just do the movies over on that shelf over there. Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit is a great movie. I honestly really love this movie. Holiday Inn. This was a Dollar Tree pickup. Christmas movie. It was fun. I enjoyed it. American Graffiti. One of George Lucas's best. One of his few good movies. That's right. I said few. Prequels. Can't convince me. They're good. He didn't direct Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back. Only New Hope. So. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I hate this movie. That's all I'm going to say. Casper. Not a great movie, but I like watching it during Halloween. I got for $4 on clearance at Best Buy. So, cool. Though I kind of want that steelbook because there's some other things in that steelbook that comes with that makes me want that and replace that copy. Not for $15 though, because Casper is definitely not worth $15. The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, one of my favorite Don Knotts films. Such great comedic talent. Rest in peace, man. Kubo and the Two Strings. I love this movie. Amazing. Animation-wise. I think the story is a little clunky, but animation-wise, still. I still love the movie. I don't really care about the story too much, but it does have its issues. From the director of Nightmare Before Christmas. That's right, Tim Burton directed Coraline. Oh, wait, he didn't. It was Henry Selick. So that means, who directed Nightmare Before Christmas? All right, Henry Selick. People need to acknowledge that Tim Burton did not direct that movie. Let's stop calling it Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, because it ain't Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, and never will be. Prince of Egypt. One of my favorite films ever made. The best. I think this is the best interpretation of the Ten Commandments story and the story of Moses. So yeah. Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. I like this movie fine enough, but if you take Matt Damon and the terrible soundtrack out of this movie, the soundtrack's not terrible on its own, okay, but it's just like when you put it in this movie, yeah, terrible. Trolls. Guilty pleasure. Sorry. It just is. Why am I apologizing? I don't even know. Angels and Demons. I like this movie. Not one of Ron Howard's best, but I liked it. Rudy. I don't really have anything to say about Rudy. Men in Black trilogy. I don't like these are stacked, but at least this last two are. It's like, why didn't you just put a flipper for one disc? I don't know. But still. I'm not going to get these on 4K. I just don't care. They're good, but like, I don't know. I really only like the second one. They're not movies I love or anything. I think they're kind of just eh. But that Will Smith song. Here comes the man in black. Galaxy the fandoms. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And Bogus Journey. Excellent! Love these movies. Bogus Journey. I don't know. I don't know why some people just don't like Bogus Journey. Come on now. I think it's better than the first one. Sorry. Weekend at Bernie's. I love this movie. I wish they put Weekend at Bernie's 2 out on Blu-ray. Not a great movie, but I love watching it. Opportunity Knocks. Fun comedy. I don't know. This is a Mill Creek Retro VHS slipcover. Love that cover. Roxanne. Fun comedy with Steve Martin. One of Steve Martin's best comedies. Super funny. Kroll. One of these weird kind of 80s movies that's just an awesome sci-fi movie that I love watching. And if you haven't seen it, honestly, I recommend it because at least if you don't like it, you'll be like entranced by the awesome special effects in this movie. Mothra Steelbook. This is the original Mothra, but this has the English version and the Japanese version. I love this slip here because it goes over the steelbook and keeps it safe and secure. So That steelbook may come in the mail with a few dents, but at least it doesn't scratch. So happy about that. Yor, the Hunter from the Future. I don't know how this or why this is one of my favorite movies ever made, but it just is. Anaconda. Stupid as hell movie, but I love watching it. Ernest Goes to Jail. I love this movie. So much fun to watch. I don't know why. I need more Ernest movies in my collection, honestly. Blazing Saddles. My favorite comedy ever made. And not racist. Stop saying that. This movie is not racist. The Outlaw with Clint Eastwood. Gremlins 1 and 2. I've heard the Gremlins 4K isn't very good, and honestly, since they didn't do Gremlins 2, I'm boycotting it. Because you got 2 movies. That's all you had to do. 2 movies in 4K, and you couldn't do that. Same thing with the Karate Kid. Though I will get the Karate Kid one day probably in 4K. Because, you know what? Let's be real. Those sequels were never that great. 42. I like this movie. You can see like a poster right there on my wall. I don't know if it's right there. Man, it does not show. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's pointing it right at it. Okay. See, it's weird. It doesn't look the same when I'm actually pointing off camera. So, Godzilla 2014. I think this is my favorite Godzilla movie besides the original 1954 version. Though some people love King of Monsters. King of Monsters. I hate that movie. I haven't seen all the Godzilla movies, to be honest. I need to get more, though. Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow. Don't care. This is an overrated Tom Cruise movie. Most Tom Cruise movies are overrated, but it's just fine. I think it's fine. I don't know why people... one of the greatest action movies overrated. It's going to make more money. No, it didn't need to make more money. It's not that... It's kind of has a cool concept, but it's fine. The Midnight Special. This is a great sci-fi movie that I did not expect when I bought it for $1 at the 99-cent store. I loved it. The Dirty Dozen and the Green Bernettes love these war movies. Fantastic. Dirty Dozen is now one of my favorite movies ever made. And Quentin Tarantino, if you know anything about his work, you can tell it's one of his favorite movies ever made. So, Casablanca and Gone with the Wind, some of the greatest movies ever made. And Gone with the Wind is not racist. Shut up. Yeah, so stay tuned for the second part coming later today. Let's pull you over here. So, in the next video, we'll go over the rest of my Warner Brothers titles, and then we'll go to my Paramount titles, and then we'll kind of just go to my Echo Bridge titles, and then we'll go to my Magnolia, RLJ Entertainment, some of my random things in there within that too. So, yeah, stay tuned for that video. I got all those things coming to you, right at you, in the next video. Oh, yeah.